Cheese and Beer is, to my knowledge, it's the first ever guide to craft beer styles and the kinds of cheeses that go with them. I was surprised to find that there'd never been anything written on that subject that really put the two together in a systematic way in a book format. Often I would be doing book signings for cheese books, and people would come up to me and say, "Why don't you do a book on cheese and beer?" So you hear that enough times and you think, there's a niche here, there's an audience. I think my timing is good because the artisan cheese world is booming along with the craft beer world. So this book, I think, one thing that it does that hasn't been done is to bring those two wildly popular foods and beverages together in a systematic way so that people can use it as a reference. But what's been so enlightening for me is to see how well craft beer goes with cheese. I do think it goes better with cheese overall than wine does because it's so much more diverse. There's just a bigger spectrum of flavors. There's a bigger spectrum of textures, and there's the carbonation. And I think that makes a huge difference in making that match with cheese. So I think it's more versatile than wine, but I'm certainly an equal opportunity drinker. I don't think I'm going to get kicked out of Napa Valley, where I live, for having this passion for craft beer. Trying to pair craft beer with cheese starts with understanding those components of a beer that really drive the match. And for me, a craft beer, I tend to break down into components like hops, malt, alcohol, carbonation, yeast. I would say those are the 5 things that I notice first. My mind breaks that beer down into rough components, and then those components guide me to my cheese match.